bonjour, buenos dias, namaste, hajime mashite, ni hao, assalamu alaikum, everybody out there in the internet. So this is Chai Tekken, for the month of January 2024. And if you've never watched Chai Tekken, three things I'm talking about here. So we've got videos I'm working on for the channel, changes to stuff on the channel, IRL stuff, and those are the three basic things covered here. Um, let's just get started because I honestly need to update this. It's actually it's not actually accurate to like what's in the video, but it kind of is. Whatever. New headset. This is not a new headset or like brand new. This is actually now I think about it. I have another headset. Oh wait, is this? No, 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 no. Okay, so this is the one I've been using on my PS5 for like a while, um, because my other one, that's like $100. It's like it works, yes, but when I play online, like nobody can. Okay, it sounds like I'm in a well or in a tunnel, you know, it's got that effect of like, oh, it's super, you know, obscured voice, not really clear. So I was like, dude, whatever. It may not be 7.1, it may not be wireless, but it gets the job done, and it's got good audio quality, and you know, you can hear me, and it's whatever. Problem solved. And then my other one, where's my other turtle? I had another turtle beach I was using, um, but it died on me. The white one that I used in like the one before this and all the other like Terra Tekkens for like the longest time. I was using the white turtle beach. That one was dying on me. It was crapping out, so I had to get another one. Um, and yeah, so hopefully the audio is nice and clear here. The last few were like not because it was dying, and I was trying to I was trying to like connect this in OBS or whatever and like get the audio settings, but it's not a USB headset. It's a 3.5 millimeter connection. So I was like, and then I mean I got it connected. I just didn't know how to get the audio, but I got it solved. I looked it up online. I just like did the I used my Google University uh, imaginary diploma, and I was like, yay! How do I do this thing? Typed it in, got the thing. I learned the thing, and then yeah, problem solved. Anywho, wow. We're already okay, not 3 minutes in, but let's get to the task at hand, which is um, section one playthroughs. Wait, no, videos I'm working on. So I guess I should have put the anecdotes and excites sprinkled in part at least, because that's gonna happen anyway. So Baldur's Gate 3 honor mode, getting it done, doing that live. So that's hopefully that doesn't fail, cause dude, that I got to the end of Act 2, that boss. There were some surprises with their legendary action, but I got through it. So moving right along. Um, I'm not sure if I want to like try to get through it super fast because I feel like I could just go for the two other of the dead three, right? And then, but then like I think I should get to that level 12 first because once you're level 12, you're just gear constrained. Um, I'm at level 10, so I hit level 10 before the end of Act 2, which I'm not sure if I usually do, but it felt like I usually am not that far. But because I don't remember having like but then I think that's because I wasn't a druid, right? And yeah, the last two playthroughs. So this is playthrough three. First one was a monk, second one was fighter, dark urge. This is a druid, and I have like level 5 spells available. And I'm like, dude, did I have these at the end of my last playthrough? Because I feel like these are like really. I'm sorry, at the end of Act 2 on my last how many playthroughs on my magic users when I actually was using Gil. I'm not using Gil this time. I was like, did I actually have access to this stuff? Because it's really effing good. Um, but yeah, this party composition on the honor mode run is like way different because I'm using my custom character, which at the time I was like, oh, I'll just use a half orc again but then like not realizing that I would not be able to use the attack crit thing, but it's whatever. It's at least I have the thing where if you go down, you like at least you like have 1 HP left if you're gonna be dead, or you're not dead, or you're not needing to be revived or picked up. So there's that. Um, so then I'm using a hireling named Brenner Brightsong, which is a really good preset, I feel like, of all the hirelings. Do definitely use that character if you've not messed with the hirelings. They basically can fill any role, I feel like, no matter what class you respect them with, because you can also go to Withers and respect all the hirelings, which I did. I saw this video where basically you can use the hirelings in your camp to buff all your other party members when they're outside of the camp, which is what I've been doing, which is, dude, It's so good. Like, it's very strong. And I'm like, how did I not think of this? Well, obviously I wasn't using hirelings because I was just gonna start using hirelings on my third playthrough, but then I was like, dude, I should have been using hirelings this whole time. I feel like I don't know if we got that far into it, but I was like, dude, I definitely would have thought of some of these, but then maybe like not, but whatever. Um, but yeah, my character, Brenner Wright song, the hireling, best hireling there ever was. I actually persuaded Throm out of that first phase of the second fight when you get to the bottom of Moonrise. Like we were just able to talk him out of that first phase and just go to the second phase. So he basically instantly transforms into the chosen form or whatever. That was crazy because I was like, crap, I'm not ready for this. Like the fight just, I mean, I kind of am because we're at the beginning of the fight, so I have all my spell slots. I've got all at full HP, etc., etc. But I was like, but then it sucked because like in that dungeon you can go back to camp to rest, and I was like, ooh, this is gonna be a bit of a pain. And at the very end, there's that long rest station that you can use before you go back down to fight the boss. And I was like, ooh, this is it's gonna be rough. We can get through all this and then like get the long rest station, but then it's like you only have one save slot anyway. So it's like honestly, at some point you're at peace with like the fact that you can't reload a save or like whatever, and you're just like let's F it, let's just go. And so it's kind of like but then for the most part, like I said, like we've been doing pretty good on the encounters with the buffing from the hirelings, so that's been an issue. It's been pretty effing smooth. And then the other two people of the party, besides my character, Brendan Brightsong, we've got Shadowheart as our healer cleric all time. I will always have that choice. And then Karlach as the barbarian thrower. I will probably always have that choice too. So it's like, usually it's my player character, uh, Shadowheart, Karlach, and then Gel as the wizard spell guy doing big magic stuff. But I benched Gel, and then I was able to keep the other three, or the other two, or wait, no. Benched Gale, replaced him with Brenna because there was a specific build I saw for the Bard, and then when you go to the I'm sorry, when you go to talk to Withers about the hirelings, he has one Bard, and I was like, well, I haven't done Bard, and I saw this Bard build video, and I was like, I'll just use this Bard build video. It's really good. And then yeah, Brenna also has like a bunch of other good stuff 'cause she's a halfling, and it just like stacks really good with the bard. And it's like actually this is a really good preset for this this class. You should definitely check it out in the hirelings. That she's like a really good bard because she's got like halfling luck, really high persuasion, but then like her luck is like so good, and it's like she barely ever rolls a one. I rolled a couple double ones. I'm not sure if that was on her or what, but that was weird, man. Because I was like, I didn't even know that was a thing, and it must was it on because I'm like, how can that be the thing that happens on that character when they're supposed to have halfling luck and they never roll ones? But then it's also possible that they just don't roll them often. It's just a super like low rate, like 1 in 400 or something, you know. So but I rolled like a double one, a double 20, and a double one, like all in the same play session at some point, and I was like, at least this is on stream, so I can say this happened. But yeah, that was weird, man. In like the span of like maybe 2 hours or something, and I was like, what? It was wild, man. But yeah, uh, moving right along in that playthrough, and Baldur's Gate 3 is still the best. So, um, Gran Turismo 7. I don't know. I got to go back and see what I said at the end of that stream when I was like, I might keep playing it because I'll keep playing it, but I don't think I'm gonna keep putting videos up of it. I'm just because I've had the thing happen where like the weekly event like doesn't show up. Like I've had that happen multiple times. And I've not been streaming it, and I'm just like, dude, like does Polyphony Digital just like not know the game is broken, or do they not care? Or just like that's kind of like a middle finger to people playing the game of like, oh, well, our stuff doesn't work, but we're gonna keep populating the game with it, even if it doesn't work and you're having issues. And it's just like I'm done. I'm over it. I'll just go back to like playing it off stream. At some point, I was not doing. Oh no, I was playing it off stream. I was playing it like every day, and then I just wasn't playing it on my channel, right? So I think just gonna go back to do that to like not put any more videos up of it or talking about it because it's like I'm not gonna give the game free publicity when it's just I don't like what. Yeah, it's whatever. I'm very upset with like with the. I mean, I like the fact that they made a Spec 2 update, but it's like there's other stuff that's like just the challenge is not working, and it just makes me remember all of the stuff that they did with the first update that like messed up all the credit payouts. So I'm considering not even getting the next one at launch. I'm like, you know what? I'll probably get it, but I won't get it at launch. But then it's like you're still gonna buy it, so like, yeah, we'll see. I'm kind of annoyed at that game right now and that series in general. I think the only other thing, wow, I had to look at my phone. I was like, I never go buy the stupid template. I need to update this so badly. But Tekken 8. So I really enjoyed it. I was not sure what to expect because I was like, I mean, 7 was good, dude, but like, it's been a while since I was like really into Tekken. But then 8 has brought it back because I was like, I wanted to keep playing. Actually, I was playing it on Monday. I played it on stream. I played a bunch of ranked matches. That's all I do is play ranked matches on actually. Um, it's really effing good, man. Like the replay practice thing, that is a game changer. Like the exponential growth you can have as a player from like knowing like what hits or like what attacks are like hitting you at certain moments, and then like what to use in that moment to punish it. But then like if you go through arcade quests, it also tells you about the heat system and the rage arts, or not rage art because that's like one move, it's whatever. But like just like the heat system, um, and other aspects of the of the gameplay mechanics I'm completely blanking on. That's the big thing is like the heat system. Honestly, there's not really a lot besides that, but it's like it teaches you that like it has. I really like that whole mode, the arcade quest, and like you go through with your little group of friends playing the game. I thought that was a cool like little thing that they could do in like other stuff if they want to do like a or like any genre really or any game if they want to do like a story around like a character that goes through like a little meta style of like, oh, this is you and your friends going to this adventure, and then you have it like where they're like part of an esports team, or they're just like really into some game that they play all the time, but like you're playing the game still, but it's like it's a way to tell the story without like having it be like a super focused story mode of like the one that you get in the game. It can be like a really good like parallel like adventure whatever mode, I guess. But I thought it was well implemented. It just like feels a bit. It definitely isn't very long, and that's kind of weird. So yeah, but I haven't tried it, but I think you can go through with like different characters, but I'm not sure. But I think it'll like still teach you like all the mechanics, right? So technically speaking, you could just like keep playing it and then get all the mechanics down with like all the characters eventually, or just whichever characters you want to play, which is cool. And like that with the replay data thing. Ah, the replay data thing. I can't get over that. I keep thinking about it. It's just such a good feature. I'm just like, dude, like the fact that it took this long for someone to like think of that and like implement it, and just it's I think it's easily like the best feature in the fighting game, like in like extremely long time. I can't even put. I'm trying to think. I'm just like it's so effing good. Like you can see what the punishes are to a move, go into practice mode from that screen, and just practice it. And it's just like what? And it's just I'm just like that is effing. It's god tier, man. It's like I can't stop thinking about it. It's just so good. It's just like it's so good, and like just the fact it took this long for someone to implement something like that, and like I hope it's a standard feature in like honestly any fighting game going forward, but specifically if Tekken keeps it, it's like I don't know what to say. It's like it's just that effing good. It's like it's hard to put into words. It's like just how good is it? Um, Also story mode, dude. That was over 9,000. The last two chapters, 14 and 15. I I yeah. I'm just like I'm flabbergasted to just put into words, dude. It goes over 9,000. Stuff goes down. You're fighting, effing. things get stra- Things go into the stratosphere and they crash back down, and you're still fighting, and it's just like what? I haven't even seen the second ending, man. It's like I've seen a thumbnail on YouTube that was recommended to me, and I was like, why is this recommended to me? Don't recommend this to me. This is a spoiler. Effing YouTube. And then just yeah, I guess I'll check that out. But then knowing what I know from the story mode, I'm like, how could that be a thing? But I guess we'll see. But then also, dude, like the fact, man, Tekken 8 so effing good, man. Like they basically capped off as, or like they wrapped it, or just they status quo shifted from like a 30-year story arc that they've been on since Tekken 3. Oh, well, honestly, since Tekken 1, if we're being honest. But then that kind of wrapped in 7, honestly. Like the Kazuya Heihachi thing had wrapped in 7. But then this was like a continuation from 3 of like Heihachi Kazuya Jin. But then I guess those three aren't all in the same game since 4, but that's a whole other can of worms. If you don't count Tag, Tag is I mean, whatever. It's a game, but it's like whatever. It's not a numbered one, so I kind of feel like the story mode is like not really story mode. It's just playing for fun. Anywho, or just like no real progression in the lore and story. Anyway, it's a fighting game. Not like a lot of people care about that, but they like do something to like just completely status quo shift it, like before you get to the end credits. But then there's like a end credit scene before the end credits that completely just like repivots everything that you thought they were doing, and it just like it's so mind blowing of like what did they just do that's effing awesome. And just I have like one I have like one super duper minor like pet peeve about that though, and it's kind of tied into the whole Tekken 6 Lars thing when like he finds out he's a bastard child of Heihachi, and we got a similar situation of like Heihachi kind of has another bastard child, and it's like okay, that was like a nice reveal, but but all caps, can we not have any more of them? Like, can this be the last one? Because Lars was like okay, sure, whatever. It's just like it's just out of nowhere, and just like that was just okay, sure, whatever. But this one just seems like okay, but like what about the moms? Is my thing is like because Tekken 7, you don't even like go into that like because you use mom until the seventh effing game, and it's just like okay. Um, I didn't think about that because I'm only working with the information you're giving me. But then, like, now that I've thought about this, I'm like, well, where are the baby mamas? And, like, who are the moms? And it's just, because that's the other thing. In 8, dude, this kind of irked me too, actually. I'm sorry to go on about this. I talked about this on stream. But, like, there's the whole thing at Tekken 7 at the beginning. And you are Child Kazuya fighting Heihachi. He throws you off a cliff. Then, Tekken 8. There's a sequence where we flash back with June and Jin and Ogre, and the stuff is going down, but we don't get to play it like we do in Tekken 7, and that would have been awesome. And that would have been just, it's like okay, like how come that part was not playable? Where in the previous game you had the whole playable thing from the past thing that was really awesome, and I was like, dude, I mean, I appreciate that you put like the cutscene in or whatever, but like it should have been playable. It should have been playable. It just, yeah. But at least we finally got to find out what happened to June after 30 effing years. So yeah, whatever. I'm invested. I get off it. I'm sorry. Anyway, I'm just completely off my thing on the thing. Working on videos. Okay, so I was considering taking a break from Baldur's Gate 3 when I got to Act 3, which I'm kind of at pretty much, and then just like playing Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, but it's probably a long game. And Baldur's Gate 3 is already a long game, and it's like it's taking my time from everything else I could be playing, so I'm just gonna finish it up, man. I'm just gonna like get through honor mode, be done with it, hopefully, because if I just choke and die and like have a party wipe at some point, because I don't even want to do the side quest in Act 3, man. I'm just like that gear is really good, but I'm considering doing the 3-player party cheese where you just leave one person in the camp to wish everybody back with the Dragon Balls if they happen to die while they're fighting one of the bosses from the Act 3 stuff. And those are tough effing bosses, so it's like I don't even want to know what the legendary actions are. I'm considering doing that, but then it's like, man, effing man, like if I can just get to the end, we can be done with this. I'm even doing like a completely different like thing at the end where I'm not gonna choose a certain person that you can side with when you have to choose a side. I'm not gonna say who's involved because it's kind of spoilery. But like that part, I'm gonna choose a different person this time, just because it makes the final part at the end easier. And I'm like, dude, I need all the help I can get here as far as making things easy. Which is why I rolled with Brenna when I saw like the bards have all the persuasion skills, because I was like, dude, there's a part in Shard's Gauntlet where you can basically fight a really hard enemy, or you can literally talk them to death. And I was like, I'm just gonna talk them to death, and I talked them to death, and it was like, yeah, why would I not do that if I'm playing on Iron Mode? Like, why would I fight them? It's like they're really effing hard, and I could die. So our whole party could die, and then our Iron Mode run is lost. Effing pass. Yeah. Um. So that. I'm sorry. I'm thinking about taking it, and it's just like I'm I'm thinking about like I'm not sure if I want to keep playing like online matches. I'll probably just keep playing online matches and like putting them on the channel because I can. So it's like whatever. Um, but then like yeah, like story mode's kind of done. I haven't done all the side story stuff to the story mode that you get after you finish it. So I guess gotta do that and like look at all the endings. It's I mean I don't have to, but it's like I've never not done that. So at some point I'll do that, stream that. At least like watching all the endings now, like playing through with all the characters I'm not good with, because that's not a fun time or good or quality content. Um, but yeah, those are videos I'm working on. And then what's coming out this month? We've got. Let me look at my list here. I've not updated my list. There's a state of play today. Really good stuff. I need to update my list now because there's more stuff coming out this year I didn't know was coming out, and I'm looking forward to it. Like Sonic Shadow Generations. I really like Sonic Generations, so I'm glad that they keep that series going. Um, Stellar Blade looks like it could go either way on like is it good, is it bad? Um, I just feel like with with like the with like can't talk. I just think when Near Automata blew up, and then to like a lesser extent DMC5, but then I feel like DMC5 you already like knew what to expect, but we didn't know it was gonna be that good. Because DMC5, dude, in my opinion, DMC5 is like top of the list. 3D fighting games, 3D action games, just so good. Um, like even over Arkham, if I'm being honest. But like I feel like just those two specifically, but like specifically near Automata, just because 2B, like if you know you know, like I'm not gonna say anything more because it's good. It's like weird for me to put into words when I like think about it deeply and like try to like. And when I try to articulate the words, it just sounds weird. And I'm like, I'm just not gonna say it because it sounds weird. And it's just like, yeah, man, 2B. It's like, there's gonna be like a lot more 2B games. I guess like thinking about it, it's like a throwback to the time when Lara Croft Tomb Raider was a thing in the 90s. I'm thinking about this because of the remaster coming out, and then just like the sexualization of that character at the time. But they're just made of like pixels, not even okay, maybe polygons, but like that character model. Just to think back to that time is just so weird because it's like Lara Croft's character model looked like that back then, and it was just like really popular. And then like now, it's I mean she's still around, but it's like they did a redesign, which is better in my opinion. I like the modern version better, but like just the fact it blew up like that in the past in the olden times. But then I feel like you got like a lot of similar copycat Me Too games from that era. So I feel like the same thing's about to happen with I mean also the whole Dark Souls thing, right? There's a lot of like 3D actiony, but those are more the combat style I would say is not it's not to my liking. Point one and point two just like not as good. I don't want to say that, but that's my opinion. But I think there should be like a lot of 3D action games, like that Pinocchio game, the Lies of Pi. I mean, I haven't played it, but I hear it's good. But I wouldn't play it because it's Souls-like. So there's that too, like so many Souls-like. But then, yeah, it's like I'm fine with it. I'm glad there's like I enjoy those, the platinum style ones anyway, because that one looks like it has a parry. There's a part in the trailer where like the boss does like some sort of like chop, and then like the player character goes like bling and just like parries it back. So I saw that, I was like, well, that's on my list now. So that's as long as I can parry or just like do sweet dodge rolls while doing like some sweet hack and slash 3D combat, like DMC5 or Near Automata with TV, on the list. Well, the weird thing about like Nier, right, is like you get three characters, but they all play differently. But the 9S is so different than 2B, so it's kind of weird to like. It's like I wouldn't say it's a good comparison. I think like A2 or whatever her name is, not 2B, the other one. Her style is like more comparable, but still 2B is delish. But yes, I need to update my games on my list, so I'm not sure if there's anything else this month besides Unicorn Chronicle and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. That being said, since Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is this month, I might replay through 7 Remake and the Integrate DLC if I can find the time. Like, if I can finish Baldur's Gate 3, I know I can do it because I have time. And then I'll just put Grand Blue Fantasy Relink on the back burner until I'm done with Rebirth. I'll play that and then I'll play Unicorn Chronicle. I keep wanting to say Unicron. I watched I watched Rise of the Machines at the beginning of the month, so or I watched it like recently. So it's on my brain. I really enjoyed it. And I enjoyed it, but like I have some yeah, man. I I really enjoyed it, and then there's like a tease at the end that's like shared universe with GI Joe, and I was like, I was really liking this movie so much to this part, and now I'm about to 180 hate it, and just it just why it was it was really good. But then like I also think of the whole like fact that like the lore and the storyline for like that series is just a pretzel, dude. Because in like the first one in 2003 or whenever, and like supposedly the reason for like the Decepticons being on Earth is to transform the technology, blah blah blah, John, blah blah blah, take over Cybertron, blah blah blah. It's like, okay, you say that, but then like we've got all these movies that are set before that movie that show the Decepticons were either there or the Autobots were there too, or like they weren't really fighting to transform technology or like use technology to whatever, or like there was like less technology because it was in the past, or like in the case of like the Lost Night or whatever, the Last Night, like super duper in the past, and it's like what the f. So it's like I don't, it's whatever, dude. I'd have to go back and watch them, but they're kind of like tiring to watch because it's just like they're so long and sometimes they're so stupid, and it's just like and it just yeah. But yeah, I watched like too many that I'm going to admit to video essays on the subject, but it's like it's kind of like what happens, when you get a property that's basically an excuse to sell toys, and it gets really popular. So it's like whatever. Story can't. Story's gotta take a back seat sometimes. Okay, I forgot to say at the beginning, but I do kind of like ramble on sometimes and like just sprinkle in anecdotes and asides. This is an example because this is happening. But I also updated my game release list. This isn't updated since the state of play, but this is my current 2024 game release list we got. If this can focus, like it never focuses, so we'll see if it focuses and I can show these. But so from the top, damn, you can't see it. Hold on, maybe if I put it in front of my face. All right, so I guess I should stop moving it too, huh? Anyway, all right, so we got Tekken 8, Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. Um, is it too close? Is it too far? It's too close. Damn. Okay, anyway, Tekken 8. Oh, there we go. Tekken 8, Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, Unicorn Overlord, Dragon's Dogma 2, Eden Chronicle, 100 Heroes. I'm thinking of doing a deep dive on that one this year, like I did the Forza stuff last year since Forza came out, and there was like a bunch of Forzas, and I was like, let's check out all the Forzas and compare like what was going on with those. Senua's Saga, Hellblade 2, and we've got Destiny 2 Final Shape and Stalker 2. And there's stuff on here I don't know the release date of, and stuff that's like been announced or like missing in action forever, which are Little Devil Inside and well, there's my sweet wallpaper with the X-Men. But Little Devil Inside and Unsung Story. Unsung Story I think is in early access. It's been in early access for a while. It's basically like a game I backed on Kickstarter, and it was basically supposed to be Final Fantasy Tactics, or heavily influenced and inspired by, with like some of the maybe art inspirations from one of the creators of that game, but it's the giant mess of development hell. I don't want to talk about it. I probably have access to it on early access if I could just hook my computer up and see. I joined the Discord last year at some point just to see if there's like a way to get that for free because I did back and I think I have that tier, so I'll see if I can get that. Um, yeah, I might even like play on the channel. Like why not? Anywho, that's it for the playthroughs and stream section. Um, Vlogs. No new vlogs in the works. I mean, I don't know, dude. I did do that whole series on like the stores on the P360, PS3. I think actually no. Actually, yeah, there's gonna be more of that stuff. So basically, what I want to do now that I've done the 360 one and like what's on there before it all goes away is I'm gonna check the because that basically gives us a list to work with, right? Of like what's on the 360 store. So basically, I can take what's on there, see is this on the PS3 store as well, and I guess I'll do Steam eventually, whatever, and then like you know, see like is this on the PS3 store too now, or has it already been listed? Yada yada yada. Same thing with Steam. Maybe GOG. I don't know why not. GOG is pretty good if you're not using it. Um, but that's that. And then also, I don't know if I've got it here or if it's in storage, but my PlayStation Vita, or not the Vita per se, but like there's like a console version of the Vita called the PlayStation TV. You can hook up to your TV and play Vita games. So I could check out the store on that as well. Something about doing that. Those are all on the list. I just haven't got around to them. They don't take that long to do, luckily, so I should hopefully be able to get one out. Or I guess, yeah, I guess I'll just try to like get those out in February, right? Because it's the end of January. So if I can get those done next month, we're good. Yeah, something to look forward to. Something to add to the list. Changes to stuff on the channel. Um, I do need to make a new channel trailer. It's been a while. I say that a lot. I almost say that, I feel like I say it every year, but I need to do that because I keep saying that 2024 is like the year I want to like wind down things on the channel, but I'm not really feel like, oh, this is January, right? So this is first channel taking of the year. But basically, okay, so for this year, the theme of the channel is going to be like winding it down because I want to like wind everything down and then like re-spin it back up. But that being said, like when I say spin it back up, I mean like kind of like reverse Voltron style. Like there's a lot of stuff on this channel that's like not thematically like cohesive to like the same thing. So I feel like if I was just to split everything that was its own thing, or like to split the things that like fit together into their own parts, and they're not just like mixed together in a jumbled mess that's the current channel, it'd be a better idea. So I'm considering doing that in 2025. Um, Also, I turned 40 that year, so I'm just like, I'd like to get all this stuff done by then, and then just like go from there. Because I'm not gonna stop. Like, I'm never gonna stop playing video games. I'm not gonna stop doing YouTube. I'm not gonna stop, doing internet stuff or like video editing stuff. So it's like, I'm just gonna like, I said this before on the channel, but it's like I'm gonna do all these things until I die. So it's like, might as well just like try to make the best of it on my channels. So yeah, I think I need to make a new trailer for, like on the channel just to like uh, communicate that. I guess I feel like yeah, this channel's kind of it's not going away per se because there's still stuff that's gonna like live on here, but it's like I don't really know what the well. This will probably be like one of the gaming anchor channels for sure, um, or gaming specific whatever channels, and then but I'm not sure for what because it's like at the end of the day I feel like I just need to like I need to like split things apart. That way each different pillar or part can like have a different focus, but like everything's gonna be like more focused versus the scattershot style of like the current channel where it's just it just feels like a giant mess every time I'm on here and I'm like, dude, there's so many videos I uploaded at some point because I was like I like at some point I just like stopped caring or like didn't care or just like didn't put the effort in because it was like it wasn't worth it because it's like YouTube and it just f's you on the algorithm. Like I have so many videos that don't even have tags and stuff, and it's just like I just got to like go through like the flipping, like the like the wasteland of my channel and like fix all these videos and put tags and descriptions on them. Some of them don't even have descriptions. I mean, at least they all have titles technically. But yeah, dude, it was like a long time. I was just like grinding away on the channel and just like uploading stuff, but like they don't like the stuff doesn't have like good metadata. So I think like it kind of probably hurt me in the long run, but I don't know if it would have helped me in the long run because like now when I get like updates on my like on the app about like what's being watched, it's always like stuff that's you know like old, but like I guess not. But that's the thing, right? Like not everything I put like tags and descriptions on, but then some of the stuff I did, but like most of the stuff like I did was like stuff I was putting effort into, so like it kind of worked out in that regard. Is what I guess that's the point I'm trying to make. Anyway, that's a change coming to the channel probably is like just the update on the channel trailer, then like slowly updating all these videos. But that's going to be a super duper long term thing, so it's not anything that's going to be done anytime soon. Because also I'm trying to do that like actually in other aspects of my life this year. It's just like clean out my email inbox, get that crap sorted like all my email. But it's like that's a whole other can of worms as far as like I have so many emails and like to get through them. I just got to like get started. And then it's like I'm just gonna eventually at some point just be like every like have I want to get to a point where I can like do like not daily but like weekly have just like a time I sit down and like clear out my inbox and then just like listen to Spotify or Pandora and just like listen to jams as I clean out my inbox. Because every time I open it, I'm like, you have this many emails, and it's just like, because that's the thing, right? Is like I think like I don't know about everybody else. I think this is probably like a thing for everybody though. Is like you just like get the email and like you see the subject line and like you either like read it or you don't. And I got away from like deleting them and like they just clogged up my email. So it's like It's like not because like yeah, it's not gonna solve anything if I do that, but then I can like slowly just like have less stuff in there so it's more organized, and then maybe like unsubscribe from a bunch of crap, so it's not just like constantly flooding in my email inbox. But that's a whole that yeah, that's just yeah, that's a whole can of worms. I guess that could lead into IRL stuff. IRL stuff, I honestly don't even know. It's a third thing on here, but it's like I don't really remember like why I started IRL stuff or like what the focus was going to be. It was more of a thing like during I think the Trump administration of just like talking about all this just geopolitical mess and just like every day or at least every week it was just like something was on fire and it's just like it's like just it's like tweeting isn't enough sometimes to be like get out all the like rage in your soul of like what's really grinding your gears about something. But I don't know. I've kind of tuned it down on IRL section for like the last while because it's just like I feel like it's very or not to say it feels very what's the point. It's just like I don't like to be like lamenting on something if I can't like say hey this sucks or I don't like this thing and then also not say but this is a solution that you could work towards. That's like I really that's like something I really that just like irks me is like when you just blab about problem this problem that but with no solutions. So I kind of like want to get away from that until I can like make a channel for it specifically. um, because it is like probably one of the the focuses of the channel. That's not really a focus now. That's like going to be split into its own thing. Because that's like that is something I kind of wanted to do at some point, or I wanted to do at some point was like more like activism and stuff like that. But I just, I mean, point one COVID happened, so it's like I'm not going outside as much for sure, and just yeah, and I am more of an introvert slash shy person, so it's really not my cup of tea. So there's that too. It's just the whole thing. So I don't know, man. I might just like stop doing IRL sections in the Chime Tiggins because it's like there's all this stuff I would talk about, but it's a whole thing. Or I just like make it its own vlog. I'm thinking about that too, but I don't know, man. I did because as I was making these videos about the stores and whatever on PS3 and 360, I was like, oh yeah, I remember I used to do this all the time. But since I just got my HD60, I hadn't been able to make like videos like this for a while, and like my laptop is actually like well, my laptop's kind of old at this point, but it actually can work with this stuff as like my computer was either just like super super long in the tooth or just really needing updating on my computer or upgrading. And it's just like, man, I haven't been able to make a video about something for a minute, man. So that was quite refreshing. But I think that's it for Channel Tengen for this month. Tengen 8's awesome. Baldur's Gate 3 is still one of the best ever. I haven't played Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. I'll get my thoughts on that eventually. Looking forward to Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. I love Final Fantasy 7, so it's like, it's like even though it is just a remake or well, it's not a one-to-one remake. At least the original version exists, which is why I want to play the OG version before the part 2 comes out, or like every year before the new one comes out, to be like, oh well, if you don't like that one, you just play the original. Like so, whatever. I guess speaking of Final Fantasy though, the Pixel remasters came out last year and I didn't play any of them, so I'd like to get around to that. And I did play the 8 Rhythm or Theater Rhythm, all the DLC. It's on I think my one of my most recent streams I put up on here. So there's that. I would like to get around to playing that more maybe, but there's a bunch of games I'd like to play more. Just stuff I'm focusing on right now. I'd like to get through. And like I said, I guess I didn't say it actually. So for like when I said that basically on this channel, like the whole spitting down or whatever, like included in that is like basically any playthrough on the channel I've ever done. I would like to go back and finish if I left it unfinished. So I want to finish every playthrough I've ever started on the channel, including the Evil Shepherd trilogy that I have not done more than one part of. That I just started recently for the 2,000 subs thing, and I just haven't gone back to because it's Baldur's Gate 3, love and believe. So that's the whole thing. Um, yeah, I guess I'll just like take out IRL section going forward because I kind of stopped doing IRL section at the end here. But yeah, that's it for Channel Taken. Um, I guess yeah, thanks for everybody that's been like stopping by the streams lately. Um, or just like commenting on all the videos lately. It's I've had like a lot more activity on my channel than I've had in a long time from the PS3 360 thing and streaming Baldur's Gate on here. Oh, 'cause that's something I did actually. Is like I stopped streaming on Twitch as much just to see like what's it like on YouTube if you stream, but you already got like viewers or subscribers because I've got like way more uh what's the word what's the word success on YouTube than I have on Twitch, and just I've been grinding it away on Twitch for like like as long as I've on YouTube, and I've had like very little like uptick on like anything. So I'm just like, ugh, just I kind of don't want to go back to it. But then the worst part of like, okay, so or like not the worst part, but like it really sucks on YouTube because I just did like a 12-hour stream and it didn't like archive the entire thing. So now I'm just like, dude, that's one of the things that irks me about YouTube is like sometimes it doesn't like get your whole stream, or like with like part 8 of the honor mode is gone. Like it didn't even archive, or like didn't even like save it or archive it. So I'm just like, I don't know what it is. I don't even know how YouTube streaming works, but it doesn't function as well as Twitch. Like when I'm on Twitch, it just works. And then like if my broadcast stops, I just know that I have like a bad connection. I can just like try again to like stream in like a couple minutes or a couple whatever's, unless there's like a DDoS situation or someone's just being a troll to my connection. But I don't really have the problems I have like I do on YouTube. But then if I do have them, it's not nearly as often. So there's that too. So it's like it just is more like consistent and like better quality, or not quality, but just it's more consistent and it doesn't break as often, or I don't have as many issues as I do on YouTube, which is unfortunate because I'm having I'm getting like more views and et cetera on here than I am on Twitch. So that's unfortunate. But I think I'll just keep with it on YouTube because there's more positive sides to it than there is on Twitch. So because I've gotten like I'm growing subscribers, I'm getting more channel views, more watch time, et cetera, et cetera. So it's all actually working out for once, which is surprising because I was like, yeah, because like those I'll end this video after this, but like those like those 360 Starfront Marketplace videos and like the PS3 thing, like those videos, those got like thousands of views, and I haven't had that much views on things on my channel in, like forever. And I was like, wow, this is actually, I mean, it is timely and relevant, so maybe that's why too. But that's nice and refreshing to actually get like a video that got a bunch of views, because sometimes I'm just grinding away making videos, and it's like I just don't see much activity or anybody making comments or et cetera, et cetera. It's like, dude, like just it's a very solitary endeavor, and it's just like, but yeah, like I said, never gonna stop. So it's just hopefully eventually something happens, and like yeah, looks like something might have happened. I guess we'll see. But that's it for this video. Uh, Chat was taken for January 2024. I put up as I was making this, I was uploading me and Buff's podcast for Taking and Buff Save the Universe 67, I want to say. So that'll be up around the same time. It'll probably be up before this because I was uploading it as I recorded this. Um, oh, I forgot something. So I put a tweet out. So I have the disc for this one, but I don't have the Third Age one because it's in my PS2 right now. I'm like, it's actually running because I needed to check if it worked. But I picked up Suikoden 5 on eBay, and then also Lord of the Rings Third Age because something I've been doing the last couple years, because I started doing this last year, is I've been picking up stuff off of eBay at the beginning of the year just for no reason at all, really, but just like it's after the holidays, and then I'll be like, oh, is there any like sweet random retro game I should look into that I really want to play? And last year, well, I mean, last year is more of like all the stuff that's on Series X that's also got like a disc copy, right? And it's like, if I get the disc, at least I'll be able to play it, going forward because I've got backwards compatibility. Supposedly, we'll see. And like you can always find a disc copy of a game cheaper than like a digital copy a lot of the time. So there's that too. And I was like, I'm not really wanting to spend any money on the Microsoft Digital Store, so whatever. But anyway, I was doing a deep dive on like the Forza stuff, and I was like, I was wanting to get all the Forza games anyway because they're not on the actual digital store because the licensing stuff, like licensing issues with that game for whatever reason, Microsoft has with them, which is weird because they're first party, but it's a whole thing. I think also Project Gotham, I picked up all of them, already had all of them except for one, but I was thinking about maybe doing a deep dive of that this year instead, but I don't know. I'll figure something out with the deep dives as far as like the whole how do I decide what to play or whatever. Because last year was Forza, this year it's probably going to be Suikoden. I've got 1 and 2 on PSN digitally, and then 3 I've got the hard copy. Before I got the hard copy, Tactics I got the hard copy, and then this I just picked up on eBay. So I've got all Suikoden, and then Yuden Chronicles 100 Heroes. I believe is I don't know when it is, but it's soon, and that's basically like the Kickstarter funded uh, backer project that's like going to be a successor to that game. Also, the remake comes out soon. That was out of nowhere. They're remaking like Suikoden 1 and 2. So, but who knows when, right? So whatever. So I'm looking forward to that. And then yeah, I could just like play through them and catch up on them. I've only actually only played the first two. I've played three. I just haven't finished three. And then four and five and tags are just like completely alien to me. I've never even touched them. So yeah, something to do. I think that's going to be this year's uh, deep dive. Deep dive project will be Suikoden. So I mean, let's see, one, two, three, four, five, and tactics. So there's six games. Were there six? There was at least six courses I did last year, or I played a bit of. I want to go back and revisit those and finish them, but that'll have to happen sometime over time. Oh, I also picked up Lord of the Rings: The Third Age. It's a well, I was under the impression it was like Final Fantasy X, but like a it was like a Final Fantasy X clone, but with like Lord of the Rings. But then I saw like one video review that said it's more of a strategy RPG. I looked up on YouTube. They didn't have a lot of gameplay, so I will probably play that as well. But then, like I just said, it's gonna have to take a backseat to the other stuff I just talked about. That's not Lord of the Rings. I could just do Lord of the Rings game next year because they also have that Lord of the Rings series on Amazon Prime that they just did. But then I don't have all the games, so it's like I only have like the co-op ones that are fun, that are good by EA, which are like Two Towers and uh, Return of the King, those two. And then I just picked up Third Age, which is also supposedly really good. I just never got around to playing it because I was like, dude, that game looks. That's a cool concept, right? It's like you clone Final Fantasy X, but then it's like Lord of the Rings. It seems like that'd be like really cool. But then it's like I never got around to playing it because I just didn't have. I didn't have a job, so I didn't have money. It's the whole thing. Well, that whole thing. Like I talked about that recently for something. I think it was like the PS3 360 store at some point. I talked about like, oh yeah, there's all these games, but no money. Anyway, that wasn't what I said. I said something about like there's all these games I had no money because I was just a kid and I couldn't get a job and I wasn't trying to like be working all the time because I'm an effing kid. I'm going to school, so it's like I mean like not like and by kid I mean like I wasn't even 18 or something. Like I was still like a teenager, so it's like I'm not exactly trying to have a job and like work and get money when I'm that young and just enjoying life. All right, I'm at 47 minutes here, almost 48, but let's just wrap it up and I'll end it there. Um, So yeah, that is it for. Oh, also yeah, I got some comments on effing Discord too. That was like the first time that's happened. So I was like, wow, these videos really did like blow up a bit. So that's pretty cool. But uh, but yeah, I guess the links work then. Because I was always wondering like if my links in the description worked on effing on here when I had them on here. But yeah, so those will all be in the bottom. All the links to all my stuff's in the bottom. I need to redo my Facebook page honestly because it's going to be more of a I don't know. I don't even effing know, man. At this point, going forward, I should just use it as like a. I don't know, dude. That was like back from like the YouTube Creator Academy thing, and like they took it down, so I can't go back and see what was like. What are you supposed to use this for? But now I can just use it as like a clay brick and just like sculpt it to whatever I want to use it, right? So anyway, okay, I'm ending the video now. So all the descriptions in the bottom, links to all my socials are in the bottom. So check that out if you're interested. And then yeah, uh, thanks for watching, and feel free to like, subscribe, favorite, share it with your friends, or not. That's cool too. And until you see or hear from me again, thanks for watching, and I'm now signing off.